resurrection can't happen until you're willing to be vulnerable enough to say, God, there's death in my marriage. There's death in my home. There's death with my children. There's death in my finances. There's death in my emotions. There's death. The hurt and the pain is so great. There's death, and the truth of the matter is I ruin every other relationship because anytime anybody gets close enough to me, they smell what's really been behind the stone the whole time. Relationships are ruined not by the person that you're currently in the relationship with, but because of stuff that you kept hidden behind a stone that goes way, way, way back. Hurt so deep, anxiety and depression, confusion, stuff that just lingers and we leave it behind the stone. No, Jesus. No, the stench is too great. But Jesus understand. I don't know, I'm trying to get to something. I'm gonna get to the resurrection, but first you gotta be willing to roll away your stone. I guess even in spite of the argument and rebuttal of Mary, Martha, they roll away the stone. The Bible says, in a loud voice. I don't know why it is that people want us to be quiet in church. I don't find that too much. I'm sure there's a place for silence and reflection, absolutely. But whenever Jesus is there, loud stuff happens. On the first Palm Sunday, when he was riding into town, it was the religious people that told his disciples, you should quiet them up. They're getting too loud. They're moving too much. They stand too much. They lift their hands too much. They shout too much. They sing too much. They clap too much. You should just quiet them. And Jesus tells them on that very first Palm Sunday, you don't understand. If they stopped praising, literally the earth would open up. The earth would open up. The rocks would cry out. Because even inanimate objects like the stones know better. That when the king is in your presence, that's not the time to be silent. That's the moment where you can lift up your hands and say, I praise you, God. You see, the truth of the matter is, you just don't know my experience, so you can't understand my worship. You don't understand how bad it stunk before they rolled away my stone, and God brought me up out of there. So you can keep your religiosity and all your perfect, everything's got it all together attitude. I've got to tell you, there was a moment, a matter of fact, in my life, I'll just be real honest with you. In my life, there's been several moments where there's been some times where stuff stunk so bad, it had been in the grave for multiple days. And until Jesus showed up and they rolled away the stone, it would still stink.